everybody, Vicky here with you, and today we're making some cards for my Etsy store. I want to have some more because I'm in need, and so I figured I would use some blue. I still have a ton of these little things. I have multiple pages of blue paper, and I pulled out a bunch of different miscellaneous things beside me, so I'm hoping that I can create something out of that. So let's see how many cards we can make. I have this sticker set that I thought it's in the blues, and thought some of those elements might be fun to use on these because they're in the right colors, and the cards are going to be fairly small. So yeah, let's just see how many we can make. Started the timer already, and just go for it. I've done multiple of these videos in the past. My goal is to make small cards. They don't have to be big. It's just little cards that I can include with my Etsy orders to say thank you to whoever purchased something. And I like doing them because I like having something handmade and not just store bought. I do use some of and it's also a way for me to clean up my desk. I won't lie, because stuff just accumulates, and if I do it this way, then often I get through a bunch of the different things and I don't have to put them away. Yeah, I'm gonna be fairly honest, that's part of it. So yeah, it's a good way of getting use of the scraps, and at the same time creating something that's unique, and that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, because obviously the goal is to add a little something to the order, just because I think it's a nice little touch, but obviously I don't want to add to the cost too much of the item, because then whatever limited profit I would make, I would lose. So yeah, just a little thing that I can put a little thank you note on the insides, and it does the job. So I think this one is a little bit too small to cut. Like, the cards would be way small if I did them that way. So maybe I'm gonna do a bigger size. I try to go with whatever scrap and let the scrap speak to me, depending on how big it is and whatever. I don't want the card to look so stupid either. So that might be good. I have all these strips. I hate throwing away these strips of paper because I just feel like they could be a fun way of putting some text. But then how many texts am I gonna do with this? You know, so if I can use some of them, maybe that's a better idea. Like, for example, if I could use some of it that way. Let's do that, and let's remove some of that black. That's not going to be hidden by the picture. And then that. Of course, I could leave it at that because it is not, it doesn't have to be, because this is not a sticker, no, this is just a paper. But I feel like there's missing pieces on both sides. And I have this here, so let's use that. We'll be left with a little piece. I mean, it's not because it's a small card that I don't want to decorate it a little bit. And depending on what the order is, sometimes it's a bigger box. So a bigger card is fine. If it's a small box, then I usually try to have a smaller size card so that I can actually use the box. I try to keep the shipping reasonable for my vintage items as well, so I try, if I can have a smaller box and that means less shipping, then I go for that, obviously, because I think that's the easiest. Let's just put this down. Okay, so now this, how big is this? Let's be smart about this. If I can divide it into 3 pieces. This is 11. So I could do 4 inches, 4 inches, and then I'll have 3 inches. Four and 3. So I'll probably use this as a topper because that is a bit small to do a card. As I said, sometimes I have smaller boxes, so smaller boxes would require a much smaller card, so it's useful to have a few of these in my stash. I don't want too many, but a few. Now I have this here, which is something I did for a project. And why not use it? Because again, cleaning up the desk. All the reasons to clean up a desk is good for me. I hate cleaning. I much prefer creating, so that would be pretty. So if I can create and at the same time clean while I'm not feeling like I'm cleaning, that's the best scenario. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm trying to create more content. Don't know when this video will air. So trying to have a few card making videos ahead of the game. This type of video can be shown at any time. It's not time sensitive, so this is useful. So if you've ordered, you might have gotten by then some of the cards that I will be making, and the video hasn't aired yet. That's possible. I always think too that for whoever orders my stuff from my Etsy store, it's kind of fun if they get a card that they've seen me make on camera. That would be a fun one. It's a little bit bigger. So this is the type of video where I really bang out a lot of cards, and that's a good feeling. So is this another 11? Yes. So we'll do the same. And it's a great way of using all those scraps that otherwise I wouldn't use because of the fact that they're relatively small and oops. A bit of water. I'm just trying to stay more hydrated and drink more water. So I will always bring some wherever I go. It's the same. It's not helpful. Have this little piece lying around. Some images are a bit too big. That could fit exactly the right size. So I could use 2 of those. Just it would work, but I'm just thinking, is that sufficient, or do I want to add something else to it? Because I just feel like it's a little bit of a cheat. Not enough layers. Yeah, I'm crazy that way. Why do I feel that? I don't know. I can't tell you. But I do have some stamps and things. Can I put a stamp on top? Because, you know, I have the exact same stamp twice. I think so. I think I like it better than just that. And it shows that whatever is being purchased is coming from Canada. Okay, so then this here, just gonna cut that. I'm gonna keep this in my stash because it might be useful for something. Who knows? This will be another one of those very small cards. That's from an envelope from a previous project. I have this little word Could be fun. Before this gets lost in whatever pile. I have 2 small pieces of white cardstock as well. Because I printed something on cardstock, and when I cut it down I had some pieces. One that I use a technique on, and the other ones I didn't. Could be fun. The goal is to make as many little cards as possible in the amount of time, so that I really have a lot for my stash of cards. Because I do this and I think I have so many, and then I go through them fairly quickly, which is great, but then I'm always struggling to find more. So okay, so I don't know what I'm going to put on top, but let's just glue this down so at least portion of it is done. Well, that could be pretty. It's fun having those smaller size stickers. And these are like washi thin stickers. They peel very easily, which is great. And they don't add weight, which is perfect for this type of card, because obviously I don't want to add too much weight. Okay, this I think is going to be perfect size. Yeah, 5.5. That's going to be perfect to cut. So if I was to do them into 2 inches, I would have, what, 2.5, 3, maybe do them in 3s. It's going to be a little bit taller card. So we went through all of that cardboard that I had put aside fairly quickly. I don't know if I have other blue leftover pieces. I'm going to have to dig through the bin once we've done those 3 cards. I believe we're going to have time to do a few more. Pencil mark. Okay, and then kind of want to see the torn edge. And what else do I have? Maybe something like that. I do want to have some sort of something so that the because I feel like if I put it just on the blue, the butterfly doesn't show as much. Okay, so clearly somebody's trying to reach me. Let me just pause this for 2 seconds, just in case this is an urgent matter. I doubt it, but just in case. Okay, so here's that card. Because I put it though so on the side, I feel like it needs a little something else. So I think I'm actually gonna add this little bit to this and add actually this is the perfect size bit. That's my husband. I was supposed to go back home and from the studio, and he's telling me how he's got a really bad headache, so if I want to continue working at the studio for longer. Okay, that could be really fun. I like that shape. What a happy accident. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue that down as it is. That's fun. Now, do I have anything that I can write, I can use? Okay, I don't like the first part of the sentiment because it's a tight squeeze from me to you. But I'm just going to put from me to you right over here, and I think that will finish it off. Because obviously I don't know who this card is going to go to. I don't want it to be too personal. But that's a fun way of using that little piece. And okay, so then I have that piece that I've been toying with. I'm going to do a straight edge so that I can keep the curve. like so. Now, that's a pretty flower for this. Do I need to use book paper, or can I just flip it on here? I think I like the idea of doing that. To give it some shape and a little bit of something at the top. And I forgot to start the timer back, so you guys are getting a little bit of an extra time off. To thank you guys for letting me answer my husband. Here we go. Okay, so we've used up all the little cardboard that I had. So I do have some pieces. Oh, actually, I could use have some more pieces that are smaller. Maybe use those two first and then see if there's still some time after. Okay, and it's crooked, and that bothers me. Okay, so I could use that. Put that all the way down to all the way at the top. And put this on top. Kind of like having the blue at the bottom to go with the blue at the top. And here's another one. And that's another one that's crooked. I didn't do a good job at cutting it. Folding it, I should say. Well, cutting it as well, possibly. I could use that. Now I have this little piece. I'd like to put on something. Maybe use that. And just because I want to make sure that I use this and I don't put it back in my stash. And I know that it's just the right size that I might not decide to throw it away. I'm going to glue it down so that I have no choice but to use it up. And voila. So we have possibly time for another one. Let's see if I have some sort of, that would work. That's thick enough. And I go with that. Yeah, that one would be pretty. So many little scraps gone. Loving that. Here we go. Can I find another little piece fast, quickly? Has to be thick enough that I can fold it. Do I have stuff that would go with this? We'll just say so because that's the piece I've got. And I don't want to be spending the last few seconds searching for paper. I have this pink paper as well. Too much of the same. How about some won't stop. I have some map as well though. That might be pretty. Yeah, let's do that. So and that's it. So we've got quite a big stash of little cards, tiny cards, but still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 little cards. That's a pretty good stash of little cards. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Like I said, I don't know when it's gonna air. It's the best type of video that I can place whenever. But I hope you're doing well, and I will see you guys very soon. Love you so much. Bye.